Face facts, what up, what up?
Real fans, realtalk.com. Where Arthur Diamonds, Trip Young, and intern Tom. For the white and black fans, Asia to Manhattan. I get all my facts from my bro Mark the Stats Man. If you're not tuned in, I recommend the CAT scan. And if your brain checks out, then you deserve a backhand. Sports, gossip, all the hot topics. Real fans, realtalk.com got it. They got the hottest bloggers.
Did Jeremy Lin hurt?
Well, log onto the site and you can hear it from them first. I'm talking about the latest, I'm talking about the greatest. Go check out the archives, even tell a neighbor, tell him Bobby sent ya. From spring to winter, tuning in should be the only thing on your agenda. Certified cosign, you know what I'm about, son. Real fans, realtalk.com, I'm out one. Real fans, real talk, real fans, real talk. Real fans, realtalk.com. Real fans, realtalk.com. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, realtalk.com. Real fans, realtalk.com.
Climax that he should have went to. All right, the home crowd here at Foxwoods realizes their man's in a bit of trouble right now. Vinny Paz. They're trying to get him going with the chant of Vinny. You wonder at 38, though, how much gas he has left in the tank. Normally, as you mentioned, Teddy, the fast starts, he'll coast a little bit, then he pours it on late, like he did against Arthur Allen, like he did against Esteban Cervantes. And Glenwood Brown suffered a knockdown in the third round, got up and beat Brown.
With a million punches. To still be a little conservative, just pick his spots. And that will allow Paz to survive moments and to hang in there, even though it's still one-sided right now.
Bad bleeding on the bridge of the nose, the left eye for Paz. And I think this thing could get stopped. Dr. Mike Schwartz is standing in the corner of Vinny Paz.
Let me introduce to the world Aaron Superman Davis. What's going on, Aaron?
Oh, nothing much, nothing much.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on the program. We've interviewed before at the Ring 10 New York charity event. I know you were helping out over there. We have all the information on that on the Real Fans Real Talk website under the charities. But a few different questions that we have for you today. You know, a lot of people growing up always had their favorite boxer. Probably some boxers had one that may have inspired them to get into the ring. What was your favorite boxer growing up?
Back then, Tommy Hearns.
Tommy Hearns?
The Hitman Hearns. The Hitman Hearns was my favorite fighter.
Was he the one that motivated you to get into fighting? Or I mean, you guys fought somewhat around the same time. So
no, he was a little older than me.
Yeah.
No, I just liked the way Hitman fight. He was a good fighter. He was a puncher. He was a boxer too. He was a puncher boxer.
What did motivate you to get into the boxing world?
Well, I had family that boxed.
Oh, okay.
You know, and I got in family through boxing. I got in boxing through family.
Could you have beaten Tommy Hearns?
Could I beat? You know what?
To
be honest with you, I'm not one of them guys that say, "Hey, I could beat everybody." I'm pretty much sure. I know fighters I could have beat. See, like you said a little while ago, the era, time, like the fighters today couldn't beat the fighters back then. Nah, they just, Mayweather would have been too small for guys like me, just too small. Pacquiao would have definitely been too small. But then you got the era with Tommy Hearns. I was too small for Tommy. Tommy would have got me.
So is there anything that you got from his style of boxing?
No, I didn't really get anything from his style of boxing. He was my favorite fighter. Tommy Hearns and now Vander Holyfield was somewhat in my era, a little before, but he was my favorite fighter too.
Is there any fighter right now that you think would have been able to do well in that time?
Do I think any fighter? I don't see none of them out there. No, I really don't see. It's like fighters don't fight today. Back then, fighters fought. They stood there and they fought. I mean, you box. People call boxing now hit, run, move around the ring, move around the ring. If you watch the fighters today are only fighting maybe 40 seconds the whole fight. They throw 1-2, run around the ring. They're killing the clock. Fighters today do not fight.
Defensive, right?
Yeah, they don't fight to hurt people. They fight. They don't fight to knock people out. They fight to win.
Points and win,
Yeah, they fight to win.
Okay. And,
that's one reason why MMA has taken over boxing. Years ago, if you move from that television, that fight could be over like that. Like, for instance, you can watch
Mike Tyson,
yeah,
what, back in the day?
you can watch a Mayweather fight. You can go to the grocery store, get the pizza, come back, and the fight, all you see is move around. Not just Mayweather, a lot of fighters move around. There's never no stand there and fight. If you watch MMA, you go to the refrigerator, you go to the bathroom, it could be over like that.
Exactly.
They can either get knocked out or they can get caught in a submission.
So, all right. I'm sure. Did you watch the Adrian Broner?
No, I didn't watch the fight. I didn't watch
Have
it.
you seen Adrian Broner?
No, I never. To be honest, I never really seen him for it. But some people say he does one. He will stand there and fight, which is good. But he's standing there with somebody who's very slow. But who knows? Some people say he got a lot of heart. They say he'll stand there and fight, and that's important. He's a guy that, from what I hear, that he will try to knock you out. He's not just trying to win on points. He's trying to knock you out. Like guys like Marquez, Mayweather's supposed to knock a guy out like that. The guy's a catcher. He's easy to hit. Mayweather has a lot of. One thing about Mayweather knows how to fight, but he's not going to take chances. He's just going to do enough to win. He's not going to take a chance on getting hit. You know, he doesn't close a deal. Like most fights, if you look at De La Hoya back when he was fighting, he closed a deal. He wanted to knock you out, and that's what made him so successful. A lot of fighters today, if they win in the fight, they feel they're ahead. They put their hands up, the 11th round, they move around, they try to kill the clock.
Coast around.
There you go.
But do you feel like that's taking a chance while you trying to go for the gusto sometimes?
No, I don't think it's taken. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, that's why fights are not so exciting today.
Okay.
Pacquiao does not have talent like a lot of fighters. But one thing you better guarantee Pacquiao's going to do, Pacquiao is coming out to punch you in the mouth and fight and knock you out. Bottom line.
All right, now, speaking of Pacquiao and Mayweather, I know we spoke about this on the interview, and you gave your answer. I want you to tell the people at home, who do you pick if the fight ever happens?
Right now, I think Pacquiao's shot. I think a year ago, I think he'd beat Mayweather. The simple fact that he does one thing, he throw punches. When Mayweather fights, if you throw punches at Mayweather, he does not punch back. But when you stop punching and you're in front of him, he knows how to fight. He's going to tee off on you. He's going to get off. And one thing Pacquiao's going to do is fight. Now, a lot of people say, oh, steroids, they say this and that. They could have made that fight. They tried to make that fight 100 times before. If he was on steroids, who cares? Steroids really can't help your chin. Only thing steroids could do, one thing steroids can do is get you in shape. Say like it take you 6 months to get in shape, steroids will get you in shape in 4 months. It's not going to help your chin. It's not going to help nothing else, you know. It just gets you in shape. Have I ever took steroids? No. But I know a lot of weightlifters that, you know, weightlifters, they all take it because it gets you in shape faster. What it does is really just burn fat. It's not, and when they say Pacquiao, he blew up so much for steroids. Pacquiao walks around 170, 180 pounds. He works hard to get the weight off of him. But I knew Mayweather, and I told people before, I said Mayweather's going to fight him the minute he looks bad against Marquez. If he looks bad, he's going to take that fight.
He's an opportunist.
That's what it is. And as soon as he looked bad, the next day, he jumped on the fight. A few months before that, there was a guy on the radio show that called him up, remember?
Yes.
And the guy was saying, why don't you just fight him? Say you're going to fight. He wouldn't say it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't. But as soon, Bob Brown said the same. Bob Brown said as soon as Pacquiao looks bad in one of his fights, Mayweather's going to jump up and say, I want to fight you, I want to do this, and I want to do that. And that's what he did.
Now, all right, I know you said that you didn't take steroids. Was steroids prevalent in your era in boxing?
Nah, you know what? I don't think it was. You know what happened? When I was coming up, we fought. We just fought boxing. We did this. We didn't do all this. Now you got personal trainers coming into the business, the weightlifting trainers, and this guy's going to show you this, and this guy's going to do this. And they're taking away a lot from boxing. A lot of fighters are getting tight. That's why a lot of fighters really can't stand there and fight. You gotta do what you're going to do in the ring, and that's fight. You know, the way weightlifters make your body looks good and all that stuff, makes you look very good. So now the bodybuilders, conditioning trainers, they into boxing, conditioning people, and they're the ones who's telling people to take steroids. They're the ones who's giving it to people, you know. And I know, you know, like look at what's name. Fernando Vargas never had a six-pack, never had nothing like that. He got this personal trainer. His body was looking great, ripped up, and he looked shredded. Yeah. I think he fought De La Hoya, somebody, he got tested, he got steroids, you know, I think it was Winstro or something like that, I don't know. I don't quite know, but I know he got caught with steroids.
One last question about boxing, and then we're going to go into the shot-for-shot segment. We'll explain that in a second. But if the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight does happen, do you think it's going to revive boxing? I mean, you mentioned earlier how popular UFC is now over boxing. Do you think that giving the people what they want and them seeing that fight is going to revive boxing?
No, I don't think so, because what's going to happen, I think Mayweather's going to beat him. It's going to be a stink fight. He's not going to stand there. He's not going to fight. He's going to hit him. He's going to run around. And it's going to be a stink fight. It's not going to be an exciting fight. It's not nothing that's going to revive boxing. If you know, and to be honest with you, it's not a racist thing. And this is the truth. It's not a racist thing. You can watch the fights. You can watch the black guys, the Spanish guys fight. Spanish, Latinos, you watch them fight. No. They're the ones that's moving around, running over here, doing all this stuff. You know, if you watch the Filipinos, the Caucasians, the Mexicans, they stand there, they fight. They put solid fights on. When you watch the Mexicans fight, they are fighting. They're not backing up. They're not running. You know, they're coming in there. The fighters today, they don't want to get hit. And it's not really they fought. It's that you got people that comes to the gym, they bring their kids to the gym, and 6 months later, 4 months later, they become the kids' trainer. And a lot of trainers today really don't know how to train. It's just that they training in fighters like their favorite fighter, like a Roy Jones. Like Roy Jones is the one who brought this out here with fighters throwing punches and moving back and doing all that. Mayweather, when he was in the amateurs, he kept his hands up. Mayweather was a hell of a fighter. And I guess from Mayweather being around Roy, watching Roy, he started fighting with his hands down, doing that. But he perfected. He can do that. That's his thing. He can do that. So you got about 200,000 other fighters trying to do it, but they can't do it. That's not their thing. But you got to get your own style. Like me, myself, I teach fighters. I have a gym. And what I do is I teach fighter basics. Once a fighter get basics, I don't care what they do. They can put their hands down, but you got to get basics first. That's one thing Roy Jones never had. And a long time ago, Teddy Atlas said, Roy Jones gets a lot older. He's not going to be able to fight like the rest of the fight, like the Holyfield, Hopkins, these guys. He's not going to be able because he has no basic. And I was like, is this guy crazy? Roy Jones, great. The minute Roy Jones lost his reflexes, when he got a little older, he couldn't. He has no basics. He doesn't know how to put his hands up. He was a great fighter fighting off of reflexes. His whole fight was off reflexes, and he had very fast hands. You know, he can do things that people couldn't do. And when he was out, you see little kids in the gym trying to do like him. And you see fathers trying to train their kids like that.
That's a bad example to follow.
Yeah. I think that happens across the board with like all sports. Because I know even growing up, like, you know, the fathers of the coaches and like you said, they're trainers. They teaching the kids the wrong things. They're not teaching them the basics. When they get older, they end up getting hurt.
You got that in a lot of sports. You know, a father will come to a baseball game and all of a sudden he wants to teach the kid how to hit the ball right and pitch the ball like this and curves and all this stuff, you know, but...
Yeah. Now, you mentioned that you are training right now, and your gym is here in the Bronx.
Yeah.
I know you recently moved. You guys are over on Tremont now.
Yeah, I moved to a different location, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you were talking about training. I did my share of training in MMA. I did want to switch over to boxing.
Yeah.
Wondering if the former champ is willing to give the Statman a shot to start training in the ring.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah, you know, you gotta give me a little time because right now I got the Golden Gloves coming up, and it's like really like the Golden Gloves is coming up, and I really don't have the time right now. Once I get the time, give me a couple months. It'll be a pleasure.
So now, do you think that you can get the Statman in fighting shape to fight some of these guys and actually do well?
Yeah, I think Statman to fight. You know, I think he's a little crazy. I watched the video with him.
Okay.
And,
Brooklyn boy.
Yeah, I think he'll come in. He's not afraid to get hit. You know, he's a little crazy. You know.
A little crazy always helps in the ring.
It does.
All right, so looking forward to that. We do have a segment called Shot for Shot on the program.
Yeah.
What it is, I'm not sure if you're familiar with all the rules, but we have one referee and 2 contestants. If you lose, you have to wear team apparel of a team that you hate. I hate LeBron James personally, so unfortunately I have to wear that. and I'm doing a good job of
Why you hate
hiding
LeBron
it.
James?
Yeah,
He's one of the best players in the NBA.
Yeah, he's the best player in the NBA. I just didn't like his personality back then.
At least he didn't miss that, though.
Okay.
And shot for shot is the time when I get to take it off, so I'm happy about that. They got it on pretty tight here too.
Really quick though, before we jump into shot for shot, if someone does want to come and train at their gym, how do they get in contact with you or the gym?
Well, they can call me at they can come to the gym. It's 2469 East Tremont Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have all that information on the RealFansRealTalk.com website. The way shot for shot works, one referee, 2 contestants, and if you agree with the person, we want you to have the honors of judging if you don't mind.
Okay. I'll be the ref for us. Okay, I'll put the shirt on.
And I just lost last week, so we're gonna have Trip Young and Sean Fontaine battle it out.
That's right. Fresh off the 3-peat.
Going down, baby.
So I'm looking for 4 in a row. I don't think too many teams have been able to do 4 in a row. I'm going for 4 in a row today. And I know Superman over there got my back, so I still him a 20 before the show, so I should be good.
If they agree, there's no points given. If they disagree, whoever made their point across is the one you award the point to. So if you want to read question number 1.
Can't really see my glasses.
All right, I'll read them for you, and you just decide who the victor is. All right. Was the 1-game suspension of Ed Reed for his hit on the Steelers' wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders a fair punishment? Start with the challenger, Sean.
Say what you want to. I know you defended Ed Reed as Terrell Suggs, the other Superman of the defense. But I feel like it was fair. He his 3rd time offender. I'm sorry. And you playing defense, you're going to learn how to control yourself. You know, while you in the midst of hitting someone. So I'm going to definitely say yes. I'm going to agree with him.
Nah, man, I disagree. Listen, he's dating this stuff back to 2010. He's using his from 3 or 4 years ago. Listen, it's football. It's a fast-paced game, so you can't always control where you go once that ball is in the air, and the safeties are already at a disadvantage. All right, it's hard for them right now to really do their thing on the defense just because of all this nonsense that's been going on with the league, pretty much making it a women's league with all of these calls and new rules that are designed for the quarterback to throw for 5,000 yards a season, and the defense gets lost in the sauce like meatballs.
Who do you think?
What do I think? Well, he's a 3-time offender, right? 4-time offender.
You said 3 shots and you out. Come on,
I think it's time for him. I think it's time for him to go. I think the right thing is done. I disagree with that.
I guess it's Fontaine. That's what I'm saying. I knew I should have given him 100.
20 wasn't enough to.
Man. I should have got the Bradley judges.
All right. All right, next question. Will Rajon Rondo, currently at 34 consecutive games with 10-plus assists, break Magic Johnson's record of 46-game double-digit assist streak?
So he needs, about 13 more assists 13 more games with 10-plus assists to do it. You know what? I'm gonna say yeah. I just Rondo's getting better every year. He's probably one of the best passers in the league. I guess second to Chris Paul. So I'm gonna say yeah, he does it.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to agree with you because Rondo's coming in. Well, he has 13 assists a game. You said he only needs what? How many more? He needs more games.
13 more games. He needs to break the record.
He's at 13 and 13 already. As is, 26 years old, young boy with the juice. He's definitely gonna do it.
All right, so that's a tie on that one.
Tie on that one. Next question. Over or under 40% chance Notre Dame loses to the now unranked USC? Sean?
Just because they just came in, they were independent. I don't feel like they were really doing anything before. I don't think they're gonna win. Sorry, I'm against Notre Dame. So I'm gonna say.
So you think Notre Dame loses?
Yeah, definitely.
So you're going with the over?
You know what? I'm gonna disagree and say under. I just think they're playing very well, and their defense is tied with Alabama's defense, who is the #2 team in the nation. And the USC defense has been horrible this season. The offense, as much as I wanted them to be in that championship game with Alabama, they've struggled all season. And Notre Dame is hot right now, and they're looking to play in that championship game. And I don't think that USC is going to stop them. So I'm saying under.
I agree with you.
I guess, yeah, see? That, yeah,
tied it back
exactly.
up. Maybe that 20 was well spent.
Exactly.
All right, which NFC North team will win the division? That starts with you, Trip Young.
I'm going with the Packers. I know the Bears have played well up until these last 2 games, but it's looking like Jay Cutler's going to miss another start. And the Packers are heating back up just in time for the playoffs. I think the Bears will make it, but I think that the Packers take the division.
Saddens me to agree with you, but they just have too many injuries on the Bears' behalf. And I'm just going to keep going with it. The Packers got the juice right now, and they're doing their thing.
That juice is going to stop them when they play the New York Giants on Sunday Night Football, the Green Bay Packers, but you both did agree. Even with the loss to the Giants that they're going to get this Sunday, I still think that the Packers will take that North as well. So we're all in agreement with that one. Moving on to the next question. Which one is the bigger loss? Willis McGahee for the Broncos or Rob Gronkowski for the Patriots?
You, Sean? Well, Gronkowski is a major part of the Packers. Patriots offense as is, and they have the #1 and their #2 down. And who else do they have behind them? We have Wes Walker. So other than that, I think the Patriots took a bigger loss than the actual Broncos. So I'm going with
I'm going to disagree with you again on that one. And the reason why I'm disagreeing is because, 1, Aaron Hernandez will be back, and 2, they still have Wes Walker, who's had the best hands in football the past 3 seasons. He's led the league in receptions, and he's playing very well. If you take out McGahee from Denver, they don't have any running backs that even come close to McGahee and what he can do. So I got to go with McGahee. I think that's a huge loss for Denver's running game because he really helps Peyton Manning and allows him to do what he's been doing this season because he's been running the ball so well. And he's going to be out for pretty much the rest of the season.
All right, Aaron, what do you think?
I think I got to agree with him on that.
You know what? You might be right. After doing my research earlier, I was actually looking at the numbers. And you know what? I wanted to be different, but I probably shouldn't have been different. Because they really have Ronnie Hillman. He's, at 188 yards for the year?
Yeah.
Other than that, you have, Willis McGahee. So I took that L.
Yeah. So it looks like Trip Young, once again, I know I'm speaking to myself, referring to myself in the third person, but when you win 4 in a row, you can do that. And it looks like, Mr. Fontaine, you will be wearing the team apparel of a team that you hate next week. Do we got to do something real nice for you next Tuesday on the show. We got to get a nice. No, not the Giants. We got to find something. Maybe we'll get him a Lakers hat or something like that to wear on the set. Since I know he has issues with the Lakers, but thank you for my win.
Yeah, I would have actually scored a 3-0, so Aaron was a little nice.
Thanks. Yeah, I know. While we got some time left, I do want to get back with Aaron Davis. I know we spoke earlier about Emmanuel Stewart passing away recently. Did you have a relationship with?
I didn't have a relationship. I met him a few times. Yeah, he was a good guy. Yeah, he was a good guy.
Could you just say what? Because he's very big in boxing. What did he really mean to the sport of boxing?
Well, he was one of the old trainers. He meant a lot to boxing. I mean, he taught fighters how to fight. He was a teacher. You have like I said before, people really just don't know how. These trainers really don't know how to teach fighters. Here, you got a lot of karate teachers. They just teach people karate. They're not that great. If you go to Thailand, China somewhere, Japan, They got real teachers, because that's their thing. They can really teach somebody how to fight, you know. But here, you know, you got teachers, some of them know a little, some they to an extent where they can teach people. And the same thing with boxing. I mean, it doesn't take much to walk in the gym and teach a fighter how to throw a jab, right hand, left hook, you know, basics. And people, the trainers are not even teaching people basics. They just teach people how to hands down, fight with their hands down, to fight like Roy Jones fight like Mayweather. Then you got some other trainers. I remember about 6 years ago, I was in Chicago. I seen a couple of trainers trying to teach fighters how to fight like James Toney. Put your hands down and go like that, you know, no basics. And as soon as a fighter get hit or hurt, they have no basics. So he was a good trainer, basically teach a fighter basics. He knew the ring. He's a teacher. He just don't have many teachers, and he was a lost.
How is it you think that some of these so-called trainers get over on the system and, you know, get in there and end up being trainers?
Because, okay, the simple fact, it's good that you said that. Because no other trainer knows how to teach people, so they really don't, they can't teach a fighter how to fight. I mean, so you fighters really, they all fight the same today. You got Buddy McGurk is a pretty good trainer. You got Bobby Miles, he's a pretty good trainer. You got Ronnie Shields. Those are guys who knows how to train. For instance, I'm gonna say this. Never in history has these titles ever been, except back in the days when they went and let the blacks fight the Caucasians, you know, hundreds of years ago. Jack Johnson was the first one. They let him get a world title. Well, he fought for the world title, he knocked the guy out. For instance, never in the history has U.S. team ever went to Olympics and never got a gold medal. Right? The last Olympics before this one, 8 years ago, they got 1 gold medal. This year, we got none. We did get 1 because this was the first time they let the women come. The women came in the Olympics team, and 1 girl, she got the Olympics. Other than that, we just haven't got it. Everybody knows the Europeans are smart. They know. The U.S. put their hands down, they bounce around the ring. All you gotta do is keep your hands up, go at them, and throw punches at them. Because they don't know how to stand there and fight. They think it's just moving around, moving around, moving around. Now back to the trainers. Back in the days, we had good trainers. We better athletes over here, and we had better trainers. Europeans were in better shape. That's one thing. They were tough. But they just couldn't beat us because we had teachers here. Now, we don't really have teachers. They don't really have teachers, but they beating us on conditioning. And one thing that they're sticking to is basics. You understand? It was always between the U.S. and the Cubans winning fights together, like getting gold medals. Now, it's all over everywhere now. It's places it shouldn't even be. Yeah, anywhere. You got...
Who's the best trainer right now in boxing?
Well, I don't really...
Aside from yourself, of course.
Now, you see, you got trainers that really could teach, but he just ain't got the right material right now. I think it's Buddy McGurk is one. You got another guy, Bobby Miles. Like I said, Ronnie Shields. These guys, they know how to teach. You got a few other trainers out there that really can teach. David John Jackson, he was a junior middleweight world champion. He's a very good trainer.
Well,
We're gonna have more information. Probably have some of the footage of the Golden Gloves and your gym later on in the program down the road. Thank you all for joining us once again. 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on BronxNet Television, Real Fans Real Talk, and RealFansRealTalk.com. For Trip Young, Sean Fontaine, Aaron Superman Davis, I'm Mark the Statman Skevich. Have a good night, everyone.
See you next week. We got to get you back.
All right, okay.
Definitely. Where you at on Tremont?
2469 East.
What up? RealFansRealTalk.com, where Arthur Diamonds, Trip Young, and intern Tom. For the white and black fans, Asia to Manhattan. I get all my facts from my bro Mark the Stats Man. If you're not tuned in, I recommend the CAT scan. And if your brain checks out, then you deserve a backhand. Sports, gossip, all the hot topics. RealFansRealTalk.com got it. They got the hottest bloggers.
Is Jeremy Lin hurt?
Well, log on to the site and you can hear it from them first.
David.